It will be done.
Stand away, citizen!
I look forward to your instruction.
I will show you justice!
See? Such feats are easy when you learn to focus their energies through the light of Selûne. Thank you for asking. My name is Rasaad. I am merely demonstrating some of the ways in which we Sun Soul monks reflect our spiritual light through physical activity. May I tell you more about the Order of the Sun Soul? The Order of the Sun Soul was founded during the time of...
Hey, what are you supposed to be then? Some sort of kick puncher? Come on, take a poke at me, I dares you.
I have come not to fight, but to demonstrate a few...
Oh, so that's how it is, eh? You prance about, pretending to be some sort of hard man, but you're just a coward, right?
I am not afraid to defend myself, but I do not seek out conflict without purpose. Instead, I wish to share the light of the Moon Maiden.
Oh, I get it. You're some kind of simpering priest, just pretending you knows how to fight, but really just begging for coins, yeah?
A Sun Soul monk uses mind, body, and spirit in equal portions, but not to prove his martial superiority. Rather, he seeks to better the lives of those around him.
Yeah, save it for temple school, boy. If you're not gonna fight nobody, I won't waste any more time on you.
I thank you. It is not always easy. In truth, I enjoy a good fight if it is to improve my skills or to defend a just cause. Fighting that man would have enlightened no one. You seem like someone who would appreciate the tenets of my order. May I tell you more about Selûne and the Sun Soul monks? Of the inheritors of Amonito's power, Selûne is the most ardent foe of spiritual darkness. After all, she is the bright opposite of Shah, the mistress of the night. The Moon Maiden's reflected radiance inspires us to shine our inner light upon those in need. In the face of lies, we offer truth. In the face of hatred, we offer compassion. What more would you like to know? The Order of the Sun Soul was founded in the days of ancient Netheril. Then it was called the Brotherhood of the Sun, and its members dedicated themselves to the sun god Amonito. With the fall of Netheril, Amonito vanished. Some believe his power now resides in other gods. Different factions of my order turned to them, most to Lathander, some to Selûne, and a very few to Sunu. My sect of the order reveres Selûne, the Moon Maiden. What more would you like to know? I have had trouble making ends meet since coming to Nashkal. If doing so gives me the chance to help others find their inner light, I will be glad to join you.
I stand with ease.
It seems so long ago that I first joined the Order. Thinking of those days revives fond memories, even as it reminds me of those precious things I have lost. My mother gave up her own life to give life to me. Without her help, my father struggled to raise me and my older brother Gamaz. Life in Kalamport is hard for those not born to wealth and privilege. When he could no longer pay his rising debts, my father was condemned to the arena of freedom, where he fought and died for the entertainment of the people. His death left Gamaz and me to scratch out a life upon the streets. We helped each other as best we could, begging, serving, and yes, sometimes stealing. One day, Gamaz was caught with his hand upon the purse of a Sun Soul monk. Rather than punish us, the monk brought us to the monastery, where we were bathed, fed, and clothed as initiates. From that day forward, we learned the mysteries of Selûne and trained our bodies, minds, and spirits to spread her light to others. Indeed, Selûne blessed Gamaz and me the day we met that monk. From that day forward, the light of the goddess brightened our existence. How may I enlighten you? While divided by distance and allegiance to 3 different gods, the various sects of the Order of the Sun Soul cooperate across Faerûn. When the sect in Athkatla ceased responding to messages, my masters in Kalamport sent 10 monks to investigate. Gamaz and I were among those chosen to set sail for Arn. We found the monastery abandoned. The nearby residents we questioned about the mystery changed the subject or fled. For weeks, we continued to investigate. At last, through stealth, subterfuge, and patience, we began to overhear rumors that agents of Shah, the mistress of the night, had murdered all the Sun Soul monks in Athkatla. The local residents feared Shah too much to speak with us. But again and again, we overheard one name uttered in fearful whispers. Alogoth. Who he is, what he did to the monks in Athkatla, or where he has gone, I cannot say. The trail is lost, unless I stumble across the name Alogoth again one day. How may I enlighten you? After discovering our fellow Sun Soul monks had vanished from their monastery, we felt the truth must lie behind the name Alogoth. We spread out in pairs to investigate further. Gamaz and I, used to life on Kalamport streets, searched for rumors on the streets of Athkatla. Much of our investigation took place at night, under the benign gaze of Selune. You see, although the sun shines more brightly, it is the moon that reveals the truths hidden in darkness. One night, we witnessed several shadowy figures assaulting a lone man on the street. We raced to his defense. The Moon Maiden blessed us, and we drove off his attackers. Despite our intervention, the man was gravely wounded. I remained with him, tending his wounds as best I could while calling for help. Gamaz, however, pursued the attackers. I shouted to him to come back, but he did not listen. Sometimes I wonder whether things would have been different if I had followed Gamaz instead of remaining with the wounded man. I suppose it might have been worse had I gone with him. Still, I wish that night I could have been two men. One to remain with the injured man, another to go with my brother. When help finally arrived, I ran after Gamaz. I found him only a few streets away. My brother had fought bravely, slaying 3 of his attackers before he was brought down. Once more, I cried out for help. Men came soon, but not to aid me. Instead, they arrested me for fighting in the streets, leaving Gamaz to die in a pool of his own blood. When the guards released me the following day, Gamaz had died. They said he had been slain by shadow thieves. The guards could not even give me his body, for they had burned it with those of the other dead men. Thank you for your kindness. Disheartened by the tragedy, my fellow monks returned to Kalamport. Gamaz and I had entered the monastery together, as brothers. I could not return without him. Neither could I remain in Athkatla, a city that forever holds evil memories for me. I traveled north. At first I thought I might visit the Monastery of the Sun in Waterdeep, which they called the City of Splendors. Yet I was in no hurry to arrive. Every day since entering the Order of the Sun Soul, I had striven to fill my heart with radiance that I may share it with others. After Gamaz's death, I felt only the shadows of grief and despair. But perhaps I have dwelt too long on such memories. I wish to share my inner light with you, not my inner darkness. What else can I tell you? My training at the Sun Soul Monastery began the moment the kindly monk brought Gamaz and me inside its walls. As you might imagine, there was a great deal of physical training. At first we were assigned chores and exercises. We looked with envy upon the older initiates who practiced combat techniques while we swept the stones and prepared meals for our seniors. The monks taught us to read and write, and why it is important to do both with careful thought. We practiced debate, studied history, and answered endless quizzes about the 9,000 mysteries of Selune. We learned to meditate upon the moon, the shards, and the stars. We also learned to meditate on the darkness between them, for it falls to us to battle the servants of Selune's dark sister, Shah. At last we learned to combine our learning, devotion, and physical prowess to project our inner light outward. With it, we combat the darkness inside or surrounding others. We all strove hard, but Gamaz was the best among us. None of the other monks could defeat him in combat. Only I could come close, but each time victory was within my grasp, he swept it away with some spectacular strike. Even among the elder students, Gamaz stood as a pillar of tradition and excellence. His death is a great loss, not only to me as his brother, but also to the entire Order of the Sun Soul. I thought it best that you should know my past, since we traveled together. What else can I tell you?